In this video, we're going to look at surds and rationalising the denominator. And that is when you deal with a surd or a square root that is on the denominator of a fraction. Okay, so previous knowledge required are N59 surds the introduction and N61 surds expanding brackets. Okay, just remind us of what happens when you multiply two surds together and have the same number. It just goes to that number. So the root of 9 is 3, multiplied by 3 equals 9. So I can see both of those are the same thing. Okay, so how do I get rid of the square root at the bottom of a fraction? Because even if I type that in, if I go 3 and then square root 5, it will want to give me a non-square root at the bottom. So how do I get from there to there? Well, you multiply it by the square root that's on the bottom. Now, anything over itself, so root 5 over root 5 is equal to 1. So multiplying it by 1 will not change the answer. So when I multiply the top together, I get 3 root 5. And multiply the bottom together, I just get the number 5 as the roots disappear. And that will give me that answer. So you just take the root in the bottom, multiply it, and that is what will happen. Let's try this. So multiply that by root 6 over root 6 is 4 root 6 over 6. Now this simplifies because 2 goes in there twice and 2 goes in there 3 times. So it's going to be 2 root 6 over 3. Okay, this makes no difference. I'm still going to do my multiply by root 7. So that's going to be 2 root 7 over 5 times root 7 times root 7 is just 7. That's 2 root 7 over 35. Multiply that by root 18 over root 18. Now, I'm just going to come out here. Root 18, the top line is 3 root 18 plus root 36, which is 3 root 18 plus 6. I don't really like root 18 because it's not fully simplified. So what I mean by that is just something root 18 can be root 9 root 2, which is 3 root 2. So I'd rather call it 3 root 2. So it's going to be, if I take that, it's going to be 3 times 3 root 2 plus 6, which is 9 root 2 plus 6. So multiply that out. Top line gives me 9 root 2 plus 6 divided by 18. That's going to disappear, is 18. Now I have got numbers that go in. 3 is the number that goes into all of these. So I can change that. 3 goes in there 3 times. 3 goes in there twice. And 3 goes in there 6 times. And I've got my answer. Okay. Sometimes you may have to multiply out the top. So we've multiplied out these already. So I'm going to multiply these out. So I'm just going to do this here. That's going to give me 18 plus 30 root 2 minus 3 root 2. And that's going to give me minus 5 root 2 is just 2, which is going to be 10. So if I simplify that, I'm going to get 18 minus 10. And this is going to be plus 27 root 2. So I'm going to have 8 plus 27 root 2 all over root 8. So I will then multiply that by, which gives me, top line is root 8 times 8 plus 27 root 2 all over, that disappears to give me 8. So this is 8 root 8 plus 27, and this is root 8 times root 2 is root 16, which is just the number 4, all over 8, which is 8 root 8 plus 27 times 4 is 108 over 8. Now, I should really deal with root 8 because it's not correct. Root 8 is root 4 root 2, 2 root 2. So it's going to be really 8 times 2 root 2, 16 root 2. So it's 16 root 2 plus 108 over 8. Now, does 8 go in there? It does not. But 4 goes in there, 4 goes in there, and 4 goes in there. So I'll leave my final answer as 4 goes in there. Then 4 root 2. 4 goes in there is 27. And 4 goes in there is 2. Okay, now this is where it gets a little bit more advanced when there's a plus here. Now what you have to do is you have to multiply that by 1 minus root 5, 1 minus root 5. And let me explain why we're going to do this. So multiply the top line, that's not a problem. 1 times this. 1 times this just gives me itself. 1 time anything is itself. Watch what happens when I multiply this. You're going to get 1. It gives me minus root 5 plus root 5 minus 5. And these disappear. The minus root 5 and the plus root 5 disappears to give you 1 take away 5 is minus 4. Now, when you have the plus and the minus, it's called the difference of two squares. And really, all you need to multiply is the first and first and the last and the last. I know the middle two will disappear. So my answer would be that over minus 4. And that's it done. Okay, so it really quickens up the process. Okay, so I would multiply that by 2 plus root 5, 2 plus root 5, so that's the same as 1, and this is going to help me out. So I'm going to rewrite this. All over, and it's 2 minus root 5, 2 plus root 5, let's get the top out, is going to be 6 plus 3 root 5 plus 2 root 5 plus 5 all over. Now I'm going to just do this and just go, no, that one's going to give me 4, and that one's going to give me minus 5. So I'm going to have 11 plus 5 root 5 all over minus 1, which I suppose anything divided by 1 is itself. So just I attach a minus to these. It's going to be minus 11 minus 5 root 5. And finally, my final example, and be very unlucky to get one as difficult as this. I've got a square root in a denominator and then in a denominator again. So to deal with that, first of all, I have to deal with this, which is 1 over root 3 Let's get rid of that one. Okay, so that becomes that. Then let's take away 1 from that. So root 3 over 3 take away 1 is the same as root 3 over 3 take away. I need denominators the same, which is root 3 take away 3 over 3. So this becomes 1 over root 3 take away 3 over 3. Now there's a few ways to see this. You may just know to get rid of this, get the reciprocal of this. Or you could look at it like this. It's 1 divided by root 3 take away 3 over 3. So to multiply a fraction, get the reciprocal. Now 1 times anything is just that. So at the moment, I'm left with this. So I've got 3 over root 3 take away 3. Again, I've got my root on the bottom. So I'm going to have to do this. Then that becomes so multiply the top, you're going to get 3 root 3 plus 9. And the bottom, just do root 3 times root 3 is 3. And minus 3 times plus 3 is minus 9. And that is going to give me 3 root 3 plus 9 over minus 6. And I can simplify. 3 goes into all of these numbers. So 3 goes in there, give you 1. 3 goes in there, and 3 goes in there. And that is your answer. Okay, here are 5 questions. Have a go. Press pause. The answers will appear in a moment. There's the answers to the top 3 questions. And the bottom 3 questions. The bottom 2 questions.